All right, with that down, what is our next main topic today?
This is coming from Jackson Demlew. Hello, John. I was wondering if you heard the reports from Deadline and Hollywood Reporter of the actors that are up for the role of Elvis Presley in the biopic directed by Baz Lurhman that stars Tom Hanks as his manager. The names included were Harry Styles, Ansel Elgort, Miles Teller, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and Austin Butler. What do you think of these choices, and are you excited for the movie? Thanks and bringing on the filthy.
Well, look, there's something we got to keep in mind here. Whenever we hear reports about the shortlist, I'd say 60% of the time, the person who gets the role was never anybody mentioned on the shortlist in the first place. So let's keep that in mind. Now, for those of you who aren't up to speed on this, Baz Lurhman, who directed, honestly, one of my top 20 favorite films of all time, Moulin Rouge, which I adore, and it's musical and all that kind of stuff, doing an Elvis biopic, which a lot of people have been waiting for. Elvis biopic. Now, the reports that are coming out right now is they've got it down to their final five guys, as they mentioned in the email. Here's who they are once again. It's Ansel Elgort, of course, from Baby Driver, Kick-Ass himself, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Miles Teller from Whiplash, Harry Styles from whatever that boy band is, and Austin Butler, who I have no idea who he is. Actually, you know what?
One Direction, John.
Yeah, it's One Direction.
Harry Styles was One Direction?
Yeah.
And who's this Butler kid again?
Austin Butler is from my guilty pleasure, The Shannara Chronicles.
That's right. I like The Shannara Chronicles.
I love The Shannara Chronicles.
Screw everybody. I like The Shannara Chronicles. I didn't realize that was him in it. Okay, so there you go. So there you have your lineup. Now, this is actually a fairly good Usual Suspects lineup, with the exception maybe of Harry Styles. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. Ansel Elgort, I loved him in Baby Driver. What's not to like about Aaron Taylor Johnson? Was that Nocturnal Animals he got a Golden Globe nomination for? I think it was Nocturnal Animals that he did. Miles Teller, Austin Butler, which I did like Shannara Chronicles. I'll tell you what, though. I say this unapologetically. Best actor on this list is Miles Teller. He's the best flat-out actor. I watched Whiplash again the other day, and I get what J.K. Simmons was talking about. J.K. Simmons, talked about who won an Academy Award for that movie. He's like, I don't win that award without this kid. Like, when you watch Whiplash, you start to get it. He was also in this little movie with Josh Brolin last year about the firefighters who died in the wild, the true story, and I can't remember the name of the movie off the top of my head. But I was just like, oh my God. Like, he is actually A-list. He's not an A-list actor, but he's A-list caliber. And I know he's done a number of movies that people don't like, and a lot of film fans make the stupid mistake of associating an actor's talent level if they're in a movie they like or not. But I am telling you right now, Miles Teller is the best actor on this list.
Are you watching Nicholas Winding Refn's new TV series that he stars in, Never Too Young to Die?
Oh, no, I have not seen that one, as a matter of fact. Is he any good in it?
I've only seen one episode. It's interesting. He's really good in it.
Yeah, I have no doubt. And by the way, Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Love him.
He's great too.
Great.
I don't have a lot to go on for Ansel Elgort, other than the fact that I did like Baby Driver a lot, and Steven Spielberg just cast him as his lead in his new West Side Story. So when Steven Spielberg, puts his anointing on you, I mean, there's something to be said for that. When I look at this list and I try to think who would make a good Elvis, I look. Not just because he's the best actor on this. I think Miles Teller. I think Miles Teller is probably the best guy to put in there for that. But once again, it's probably going to be somebody that's not even on this list at the end of the day. But yeah, I'd be up for any one of the first three. I think they're the strongest actors there. Taylor Johnson, Miles Teller, Ansel Elgort. I'd be up for any three of them. My first choice would be Miles Teller. Rob, you taking a look at this list that they're putting out there right now. What do you think?
I think you're right. I mean, I like Aaron Taylor Johnson a lot.
He's
I
great.
think he's really diverse.
He's great.
I think he can do a lot of things. I really liked him in a movie called Savages that's based on Don Winslow's novel.
Savages is good.
With Mrs. Ryan
Yes.
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively.
Yeah, I mean, it. First of all, if you haven't read Don Winslow's books,
John Carter was the other guy.
Taylor Kitsch.
Taylor Kitsch was in that as well. Yeah,
and John Travolta's in that movie. The star-studded cast in that film, and he was great in that movie. But I've loved him in everything that he's ever been in, and I think that he would be great. But then again, Miles Teller could be great too. But they might, you know what? It's not like the world is lacking Elvis impersonators. Maybe there's going to be a great unknown that we see rise to the top.
What do you think about that, Chris? If you had your choice right now out of the five guys they're mentioning, so the studio calls you, Baz Lurhman gives you a call, Chris, and says, I can't decide. I'm stuck here. Give me a name. Who do you give him?
Well, Baz and I are so close, so I'm waiting for the call. I'm really excited about it. I am going to say I like I like Ansel Elgort, honestly. I wouldn't discredit Harry Styles, though. And I know he's a One Directioner and he's a boy band boy, but he also does have acting chops. He was in Dunkirk. I mean, he's been working.
That's true.
And
true, yeah.
he has a lot of artistry. We know he can sing. He has an incredible range. I think that he could actually do a good job at this. Miles Teller, he's a very gifted actor. I don't know if I see him as Elvis Presley. At the end of the day, I still want it to be Jack White, a la Dewey Cox. That's my Elvis.
And of course, Tom Hanks is going to be there. Look, I'm interested in this movie just because you got Tom Hanks playing the Colonel, so I'm on board for that. Well, what do you think, guys? You saw this list. Now, I still think it's likely that they're going to go with somebody else entirely, but if it is going to be somebody on this list, who do you think it should be? Jump down in the comments section below and leave us your thoughts. All right.